Chelsea Clinton was campaigning for her mom and was asked whether she felt that the Monica Lewinsky scandal hurt her mother's credibility. And here's what her response was. Yeah.
And I do not think that's any of your business.
It is interesting. She is now an adult. She's not a child, and she has been campaigning. And by the way, I think we've all said she happens to be just a lovely young woman. They really did a great job. But it is interesting that nobody has asked the question. People are afraid. It's a question that I think people would be very curious about.
I think it's a isn't it a rude question, really, to ask about personal things like that to a kid?
But what has not been asked about in this?
She's not a kid. Yeah, but they haven't. They've asked about it, but not to the child who was affected by all of that. It's so rude.
Well, that's what she said, and that's why people applauded. The other point of view, not necessarily mine, is that she is almost 30. She's an adult. She's campaigning, and that people should be able to ask questions. It is a personal question, but look at the personal questions that the other candidates have been asked.
Do you understand the question? I don't even understand the question.
I don't think the question was that incredible, to be perfectly honest. It says, does that affect your mom's credibility, how she handled... I don't think it's a great question, A.
Well,
B,
the question really was, did it affect your mother's credibility because she stayed with your father?
I think you have to look at the intention behind questions, and I think the intention of that question was to take her off her mark. And I certainly have not, agreed with Senator Clinton on her policies, but I've been tough on what happened with the entire Monica Lewinsky scandal. But seeing her handle that, and I actually called her today. We've had a voicemail relationship.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
I did, because I did.
Everybody calls you. It never occurred to me to call her.
Let her know, in case, I'm sure she has the show TiVo. Hi, Chelsea. That we feel that she handled it.
Hi, Chelsea. We all love you too. Everybody, we do. She's a very nice person.
So go ahead, Elizabeth.
I'm not drawn to the Clintons politically, but I think on this level, personally, seeing her handle it like that, I felt for her, and I also thought I wanted her to know from my mouth directly that I respect how she handled that, with not just wit, but with dignity.
How'd you get her phone number?
I've got her cell. We text each other.
You and Chelsea have conversations back and forth?
We keep leaving each other a voicemail. We have yet to actually talk.
Called everybody, but I didn't take her number down. I should have did that.
I logged it right in my phone. Are you kidding me?
Good for you, Elizabeth.
Well, the thing
about Elizabeth, why doesn't she come on the show?
Maybe she will. I think she'd be an interesting person to talk to.
We all would love to talk to her.
She's in an interesting position.
I'm coming over there.
I'm going to come to you.
I just want to say good for you.
There's a state.
Oh, that's what you know what? This is one of my favorite things about being on the show is the fact that we've talked about this sporadically, but the idea that we can disagree about a lot of things, but when it comes to being a stand-up person, you're one of the stand-up people. And I just want to say, I adore you, and I think what you calling Chelsea was a class act.
I adore you. But it's not
I've been watching this week when there was sort of 3 against you, and I've thought, my God, you really hold up so well. And
let's talk more about me.
Yeah, and then the next thing we're on to American Idol, which is
I am not going to be calling Karl Rove. Just FYI.